Well, the Lancaster Barnstormers wrap up in Texas here this evening. Lancaster and Sugar Land splitting the first two games of the series. And the Barnstormers have played very well. This has been a great series of baseball, these first two games. Barnstormers have hit the ball well. They've hit the long ball. They've hit in the clutch. They've gotten very good pitching for the most part in this series, but it's a game apiece. And if there's ever a must-win game, the Barnstormers are facing it right now. Unless you're actually at an elimination game in the postseason, because the Barnstormers are 7.5 behind Sugar Land with 15 to go. York has already lost today, so Sugar Land is now a game and a half up over York in the division. Southern Maryland is in third. The Barnstormers actually occupying fourth place right now in the Freedom Division, even after this run here over the past few days. So the Barnstormers have to just about win out. There's no question about that. They need a lot of help, and realistically, the playoffs probably are not going to happen this year, but they still could. There's still that little bit of hope that everything will fall into place some way. The Barnstormers can be that dark horse coming up on the rail, last-minute team of destiny, however you want to phrase it, and somehow sneak into the postseason. Sugar Land is in good shape. The Skeeters lead the wild card race, except for Somerset, but Somerset is up in its division, and the Skeeters are leading in the Freedom Division as well. So they will head out and take on Somerset in what really is a key three-game series starting tomorrow evening at TD Bank Park. The Barnstormers off tomorrow. They will be home against New Britain on Tuesday. I talked to Butch Hobson earlier today. He talks about his goals for the next couple of weeks and where things will go from here. We talked a little bit about the season and some things that went extremely well and some things that haven't gone so well. I'll be back with the skipper in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Let's welcome back the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania. So, Gus, if you were a superhero, what would your name be and what power would you have?
Well, I'm a groundhog, so I'd like to fly. And I'd be Wonder Gus.
Much like Wonder Bucks, the new instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery with top prizes of $300,000.
Now that's a super prize.
Until next time, folks.
Keep on scratching.
The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Hi, everyone. Adam Gochnauer here from Gochnauer Appliances. Proud to be a sponsor yet again for our hometown Lancaster Barnstormers. We support them on the field and every one of you across Lancaster County with the very best appliances in the area. We are proud to be in our 67th year and 4 generations of family ownership, all to serve you and take care of all your appliance needs. Come see us at 5939 Main Street in East Petersburg or on our website at gochnauers.com.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gochnauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. And, of course, it is Sunday, which means it's time for your Sunday late brunch, early dinner with Barnstormers manager Butch Hobson. And, Butch, I think for a few days anyway this week, we saw this team at its finest. They got the good starting pitching. The hitting was there. The defense was there.
Well, it was. I mean, we basically put ourselves in a position where we've got a fighting chance. And, tough loss last night. I thought Mayer settled down after the second inning and pitched and was out there throwing to where he wasn't behind the count a lot. Good hitting club. You can't be behind the count against a good hitting club because they're gonna make you pay for that. But we have played very well defensively. Hit the ball good last night. We made a comeback to fell a run short, but it shows that the heart's still there, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing. And you never know what might happen.
Yeah, we pointed it out before. Dean Wilson at shortstop, he made a few dandy plays out there over the course of the week. He's just somebody that you would prize if he'd somehow work with him and get him to hit 100 points higher.
Well, we do spend a lot of time with Dean. DJ does, myself, more I think from a mental aspect for me, but from a fundamental or a aspect of what we're trying to do with Dean, just to get him to be a little shorter, shorten his stride up a little bit, cut his swing down a little bit, and there's something there to work with because he definitely can play shortstop, and he does a very, very good job for us defensively.
Some great starts this week. Justin Jackson has really blossomed into an outstanding starting pitcher for us. 5 perfect innings the other night, and 7 innings, 1 run against a really good hitting team in Long Island.
Yeah, well, Justin is, he's been out of the bullpen. He's been a shortstop. He's been a second baseman. He's played the outfield. He's been all around. He's been an all-around player. And really glad to see him come on to show us that he can pitch in this league and with the possibility of maybe getting back to an organization.
Surprised with the effort of Luis Gonzalez the other night? He was brilliant for 8.
Well, you know what? He's been in this league before. He's a veteran guy. He's pitched in Japan. I was talking to Oscar. He told me he's going to be 87 to 80, 89, 90. With a split, curveball, and a slider. And after the first inning, he settled down. And like you said the other day, you saw how good we were going to play defense and we were hitting. So I'm going to go out and throw strikes now. And whether or not he was just trying to avoid contact, I think it was his first start in like 5 days, getting accustomed to everything. But he's a good acquisition for us at this point in time in the season.
And Joe Gardner has come in and anchored the rotation since he's been here and pitched very, very well with the lead the other night because he pounded the zone, gave up singles here and there, a lot of them ultimately, but never really allowed the lead to be threatened.
Well, you know what, Joe? That's his second start, second or third start, I think. His third start. And first start, we limited him a number of pitches because he hadn't pitched this year. He's been in school. But you know what Joe is. He's a sinker baller, and he's going to get ground balls. And for the most part, he's going to pound the zone. And that's what he did. And then, the Sugar Land teams do fine hitting the club. They got a good hitting ball club. And, for us to, give him some run support, he just went out there and, kept him making contact and kept our defense playing.
Yeah, the ball club mathematically alive to get to the playoffs, but at this point in time, there's just very little room for error. Things have to break right, and this team has to just about win out.
No, we're going to have to win every game. That's just the way we look at it. We're going to go out here and win tonight and win the series. I keep telling them, just get to 500. Let's just get to 500 and see what happens. And that's our approach and that's our goal. And we're not going to look at the big picture. We're just going to try to get to 500 and see where we are then.
Yeah, up next is the New Britain Bees, and Stan's got his ball club playing incredibly well right now. They've got themselves into contention for the playoff spot. They have a chance to win the second half in the Liberty Division, and an outside chance, even if that doesn't happen, of picking up a wild card berth. He's got that team playing really well. He
does, and he's worked very hard. He's having to deal with a lot of things over there with Frank, and it's been a tough year for him, but I'm glad to see that they got that team turned around. They're playing well, and we'll give them some fits. Come Tuesday.
Michael Krause has played himself into almost MVP contention in this league. He's had a fantastic year. Do you ever wish you had a crystal ball back in May?
Well, I got his rights back. I know that. So at least I wasn't stupid on that part. But, he needed to play every day, and with the outfielders we had at that point in time was, he would have been probably a starting outfielder right now, but that did not. Yeah, it would have been nice to have had a crystal ball. Yes.
Yeah, I compared it last night to giving up Brandon Hovman back in 2012. You had so many good outfielders. The rosters were being trimmed back, and York got a pretty good center fielder out of us, but we had 4 good ones that stuck around that year.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of this game. You want to get guys in a position where they can play more than possibly they're going to be able to play on your team because you want them to get out of here. And he's Michael's a very talented player. If he doesn't get signed, I'll have his back rights, and he'll be playing for the Barnstormers next year.
The Minnesota Twins played this afternoon. Andrew Albers was the starting pitcher for Minnesota. Logan Schaefer's there. Matt Reynolds is back in San Francisco. And if nothing else happens this year, that is a whale of accomplishment with what has been done, getting 4 guys, if you throw Phil Koch in there, back to the major leagues off this ball club.
Well, it is a very something to be very proud of as an organization that, it shows we're signing the right people. And they're 4 quality players and they're 4 quality people, and we're really happy for all 4 of them. And it's something that we're really proud of.
Last year we had 6 guys get signed during the winter, and that in itself, the younger guys that we had last year, the Felices and the Waldens, being picked up by major league organizations, also is a testament to what this league can do. And I think we've got to be looking forward to some of that happening again this winter.
Well, I think so. I mean, we've got some players on this club that definitely should have that opportunity, and around this league, there's definitely a lot of players that should have the opportunity to get picked up by an organization, go to spring training.
Yeah, it's been a strange year because there's been so little demand for position players that, for the most part, the hitters have stayed around. On the other hand, pitchers have been gobbled up by major league organizations left and right. That the numbers this year are far more imbalanced than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, well, I do not know the reason for that, but usually pitchers go early. Position players usually late June, July. But we were just talking about the other day, I think there's been only 4 position players. I think in our count was 4 position players out of this league signed back to organizations.
Yeah, I was told 14, but Rich and I said the other day, and we were trying to we only could come up with a handful.
Yeah, I don't think it's 14. I mean, I don't think I'm getting that old that I can't remember. I just and I remember 4. And there may be more than that, but I don't remember 14.
A lot of parity in the league this year, even with the ups and downs of teams getting stripped of pitching. We've been through it. New Britain's been through it. Long Island's been through it. But when you look at the league overall, it's everybody's got a similar team batting average. Everybody's got a similar team earned run average. Everybody's just neck and neck and neck in terms of fielding percentage. And just a lot of parity, and it's just been a matter of the way the ball has bounced at the right time.
It has been. I mean, we've had some games that I'm scratching my head. I've never seen so many swinging bunts against the club in my life, and we've got a good third baseman that makes that play pretty good. Whether it's a testament to the guys with the lefties that throw cutters or the righties that throw sinkers, but it has been. It has been kind of a weird year. Yes, it has.
This ball club hits a lot of home runs, and I don't know that you planned it that way, but boy, we got some bashers out there.
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's always something that you like to see. We always look for guys with power. We're leading the league in home runs, and I think we're pretty close to the top every year in that category. We've got a nice ballpark for left-hand hitters to hit in. But you look at the numbers, like KC's got 20 and 10 of them have been on the road. So, and I don't know that many of the ones he's hitting Clipper Magazine Stadium would have been home run somewhere else, maybe 1 or 2. But yeah, we've got some bashers on this club.
2 weeks left. Personal goals, things you want to do around Lancaster on this next homestand.
I can't think of any. A personal goal is I want us to finish over 500. That's my personal goal. I think that you know how I feel about Lancaster and living and being there in the summer, and it's a place that I love, and I plan on being around for a long time if they'll have me. But I think for a personal goal, I just want us to finish over 500.
And, of course, on another note, the college football season got off to an amazing start for those of us who happen to root for a particular team out of Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, roll tide.
52-6 last night, folks. I'll be back with the starting lineups for tonight's game in just a moment, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
We at Gockenauer Appliance know that buying a major appliance for your home is a major and tough decision. We want you to make that process easier. We now have a new website at Gockenauers.com that you can view live inventory, spec sheets, and all of our closeout and scratch and dent inventory. Browse the site and either purchase online or stop into our store and see the models in our huge showroom. Remember, we still offer the best brands at the best prices and back it up with the best service around. Gockenauers in East Petersburg and now online.
Hey kids, thanks to Isaacs, you can be part of the Barnstormers. The Isaacs Barnyard Bunch is quite a deal. You get lawn vouchers for 6 games, 6 kids park passes, the chance to go on the field with your Barnstormers during the national anthem on 2 different nights, and a Barnyard Bunch t-shirt. But there's more. Any Barnyard Bunch member will get 2 vouchers for kids' meals at your favorite Lancaster County Isaacs Deli. You get all of this for only $25. Even better, if you sign up at your local Isaacs, you save $5 more. So join the Barnyard Bunch today.
Lineups are being exchanged at home plate, and here's how they read for this evening's ball game. The Barnstormers will be led off by center fielder Caleb Gindel. Trayvon Robinson will bat second. He will be in right field. The first baseman hitting third is Casey Hobson. Josh Bell will be in the cleanup slot. He will play third base. The left fielder batting fifth is Sean Halton. It will be Mike Jacobs as the Barnstormers' designated hitter. He is batting sixth in the order. Kevin Aarons will be at second base, batting seventh. The shortstop is Yusuke Kajimoto. He is batting in the number 8 slot, and it will be Chase Patterson catching for the Barnstormers here this evening and batting ninth. The start goes to right-hander Connor Root. Root coming in 0-3 in his 3 Atlantic League starts. His ERA is 6.75. Sugarland will be led off by second baseman Josh Prince. Renee Tassoni will bat second. He will be in center field. Ricky Haig is batting third, playing shortstop. The designated hitter in the cleanup role is Delwyn Young. It will be Jeremy Barfield batting fifth. He will be in right field. Travis Scott, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Jeff Dominguez is in left field. He is batting seventh. The third baseman batting eighth is Lance Zawatsky. And the catcher in the number 9 slot is Wilfredo Rodriguez. Brett Marshall with the start for Sugarland this evening, coming off a loss against the New Britain Bees. Overall, Marshall is 4-6 with a 5.16 earned run average. Barnstormers and Sugarland, the rubber game of a 3-game series, will be coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
It's nice out, and you just want to relax after a day at work. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great idea. For Monday through Thursday home games, the Barnstormers have super dinner and a ball game deals at Clipper Magazine Stadium. On Monday, join us for an all-you-can-eat pork barbecue dinner in the Hess's Picnic Pavilion, or choose chicken on Tuesday, all for just $20, including your game ticket. And new on Monday, it's pizza, beer, and pinball all night long. Then on Wednesdays, it's Hatfield hot dogs for just $1 each, with 2-for-1 burgers on Thursdays. Call 717-509-HITS or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com for more details.
It's baseball season, and no one is more excited about that than we here at Lancaster Bible College, proud sponsor of Lancaster Barnstormers Baseball. At Lancaster Bible College, you can earn your associate's, bachelor's, master's, seminary, or doctoral degrees through a distinctly biblical lens in areas like leadership, communication, business administration, social work, education, pastoral studies, music, and many more. Find out how you can take the next step in your educational journey to earn a degree from LBC. Visit us on the web at lbc.edu. We look forward to seeing you at Barnstormers games this season.
Welcome back from Constellation Field. The Lancaster Barnstormers will conclude a 3-game series here tonight, and then it's back home for the bulk of the remainder of the season. 10 games over 9 days, beginning on Tuesday. The New Britain Bees will come in for 3, then Bridgeport for 3, and finally, beginning a week from tomorrow, we will see who wins the 2016 PNC Bank War of the Roses. York will be in for 4. The Barnstormers seem to have control of that season series at one point, but now it is even at 8 games apiece. The Barnstormers need to win 2 of the 4 next week to retain possession of the Community Cup. The Barnstormers have it, and the incumbent wins on a tie. Well, that's the homestand coming up. The Barnstormers will wrap up the 2016 season 2 weeks from today in Bridgeport against the Bridgeport Bluefish. That will be a 4-game weekend series, and 105, the final game of 112 to be precise, in the afternoon on the Sunday. And barring a miracle, that is going to be it for Barnstormers baseball here this season. We have 19 and a half weeks down, including the All-Star game, and just 2 weeks of baseball left after today. And then it'll be time to part, but only for the winter, and everything will be back in place next spring for season 13 of Lancaster Barnstormers baseball. And you heard Coach Hobson on the dugout report today indicating he certainly plans to be back in Lancaster for at least another year. So we've got a beautiful night for baseball here in Sugar Land. There were storms dotting the landscape around southeast Texas all afternoon. Those are starting to break up. Nothing hit here. We've got pretty still air right now, and as always, it is humid here in the Houston area. Temperatures around 86 degrees. Now we'll send you down to the field here, our opening ceremony.
With the singing of our national anthem. Performed this evening by students from Colony Meadows Elementary. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
The national anthem at Constellation Field here this evening. The Lancaster Barnstormers with Connor Root on the mound and facing Brett Marshall. Marshall from Highlands, Texas. He is a 26-year-old, 6'1", and 195-pounder. He is making his 13th start for the Skeeters. He is 4-6 with a 5.16 ERA. He's thrown 61 innings and allowed 70 hits. He has walked 31, and Marshall has struck out 46 on the season. He'll be backed up defensively by Lance Zawatsky at third. The shortstop is Ricky Haig. Josh Prince at second. Travis Scott is over at first base. The outfield has Jeff Dominguez in left with Renee Tassoni in center. Jeremy Barfield will be in right. And the catcher is Wilfredo Rodriguez here this evening. Travis Scott has not been behind the plate this entire weekend series. They've alternated Rodriguez and Cordero here in Sugar Land. Marshall completing his warm-up throws. Our plate umpire is Brad Parker here this evening. John Sevier will be the first base umpire. Reggie Liggins will be making the calls over on the third base side. Caleb Gindel leading off for the Barnstormers here today. Gindel with 34 doubles now on the season. He hit his 34th last night down the right field line in the fifth inning. 300 batting average with 10 home runs and 70 driven in. He has cooled off some lately. 4 out of his last 31. He is not seemingly terribly comfortable at the plate at the moment. And this is really the coldest he has been the entire season. Trying to get something generated here this evening. First offering is slapped on the ground right at the second baseman, Prince. Gindel, an easy out, one away here in the opening inning, and Trayvon Robinson, the right fielder, will come to the plate. Robinson overall at 245 with a dozen home runs and 39 knocked in. As a Barnstormer, he has batted .269 for the year. Casey Hobson, the left-handed batting first baseman, waits on deck. Marshall getting that first out very quickly, setting the tone. Here's the offering to Robinson. The first pitch across for a strike. It is 0-1. Barnstormers have a 4 o'clock bus to the airport in the morning. Flight is at 6:40. Chopper toward the middle. Over for it goes Haig. He can't get to it. It's a base hit straight over second. Trayvon Robinson on with one out here in the first inning. A man with 20 stolen bases. Marshall will have to keep him close. Casey Hobson will come to the plate. KC is up to 321. He is now second in the league in batting. A long way to go to catch Andy Chavez. He's 21 points behind. That Hobson has vaulted over the likes of Dotel and Lentini and Cleary all the way up into the number 2 slot. One out, one on. Hobson with 20 home runs. He's driven in 56. Marshall comes to the set. Robinson starts but doesn't take flight, and ball 1 is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Somerset beat York earlier today, 8-5. The only other Atlantic League game played today. They moved the games in New Britain and Bridgeport up to last night for fear of Hurricane Hermine, which really isn't doing to Connecticut what they thought it might. But better safe than sorry on that front. So Somerset beat York 8-5. David Vidal did not hit a home run in that game. So it gives Hobson, Halton, and Barfield all a chance to catch up in this one. 1 out, 1 on. A ball and no strikes. There's a swing and a ball hammered out the right field by Hobson. Barfield back, all the way back in the walls. Will not contain it. Casey Hobson, number 21 on the season. He's within 1 of Snyder and Vidal for the league lead, and he's given the Barnstormers a 2-0 jump here in inning number 1. Crushed to the bullpen in right center field for Casey Hobson. Third baseman Josh Bell will come to the plate. The Barnstormers have homered for the 11th consecutive ball game. Bell connected last night. Josh, 296 with 17 home runs and 77 runs driven in. The line by Marshall, the pitch. Bell knocks that up the middle, base hit center field. 3 hits in a row off of Marshall. Sean Halton, the left fielder, will step to the plate. Halton at 293 with 20 home runs and 62 driven in. Big start for the Barnstormers here in the opening inning. Last night, Lancaster fell behind 5-0 and spent the rest of the night trying to play catch-up. And the other night, the Barnstormers had a 5-1 lead over Sugarland. And Sugarland kept getting closer. It ended up 7-5 to Halton way outside from the right-hander. Ball 1 and no strike. Sean has been at 20 home runs for a while. The leg injury certainly has slowed him down. He has not connected since August the 12th against the Long Island Ducks at Bethpage Ballpark. Hopper here towards shortstop. Charging at his Haig. He will underhand to Prince. The throw to first. Doubles up Sean Halton. 6-4-3 on the double play to end the inning. But for the Barnstormers, 2 runs on 3 hits with no errors. Nobody is left on base. Casey Hobson goes deep once again, and at the end of a half inning here in Sugarland, Lancaster 2, the Skeeters coming up.
Once again, thank you, Lancaster. With your support, we are once again the #1 dealer in our district, according to a recent Mitsubishi report. Hi, this is Richard Bennett, co-owner of Lancaster Mitsubishi. To continue our success through the month of May, Ally Financial is offering 0% financing for up to 72 months on select models. And don't forget, with over 25 different lenders and rebates and incentives from Mitsubishi, we can put you into a brand new car with absolutely 0 money down. And if you purchase a vehicle from us in the month of May, Lancaster Mitsubishi has partnered with the Lancaster Barnstormers to give you tickets to the Lancaster Mitsubishi Suite. So Lancaster, make your way to Lancaster Mitsubishi and become part of our story. As always, all sales come with our famous LLM Club, lifetime state safety inspections and car washes as long as you own the vehicle. We are located on the corner of McGovern Avenue and North French Street next to the train station. You know we have what you deserve.
Connor Root, in his first 3 starts as a Barnstormer, hasn't gotten a tremendous amount of run support. Already staked to a 2-0 lead here this evening. The Barnstormers have scored only 7 runs in the 3 games that Connor had started prior to tonight. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 9 runs all earned, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts in those 3 starts with a 6.75 ERA. 6'5" right-hander from Nashua, New Hampshire, product of Division II Bentley College in Massachusetts, where he majored in managerial economics. Backing him up defensively this evening, Josh Bell is at third. Yusuke Kajimoto with the start at shortstop. Kevin Aaron's over at second. Casey Hobson at first. The outfield has Sean Halton in left. Caleb Gindel in center. Trayvon Robinson in right. The catcher is Chase Patterson here this evening. First pitch to Prince right there, a strike called. It is 0-1. Now, one thing facing Root tonight is that he has pitched to Sugar Land before. It was way back in June, but he has faced this ball club before. They get a second look at him. Pop fly out to right field, shallow. Kevin Aaron's going back. He'll glove it. That is out number 1, and a quick start for Root. Renee Tassoni, the left-handed batting center fielder, will step in. I bring it up because he's a youngster, and one of the things, of course, you need to do as a starting pitcher is be able to mix all the weapons in your arsenal together to be able to keep these experienced hitters like Tassoni and Prince, who have major league time, off balance more than once. Here's the motion, and to Tassoni. The fastball runs a little bit outside. It is ball 1, no strike. Shortstop Ricky Haig is on deck. Root into the motion. The pitch drilled to center field and a base hit. Gindel over toward left center to collect it. Bobbles for second, but Tassoni in no position to take advantage of it. There is a runner at first base with 1 out. Shortstop Ricky Haig stepping in. Haig batting .314. He has 17 home runs, including 1 here last night. He has driven in 66. Absolutely a marvelous season for Haig. And what's more impressive is that he's done it moving around the diamond. Now, he and Lance Zawatsky flip-flop today. Haig playing short, Zawatsky playing third around the past couple of games. Gary Gaetti likes to keep everybody fresh by moving them from position to position if he can. Upstairs for a ball, 1-0 the count to Haig. Designated hitter Delwyn Young waits on deck. Rodriguez and Cordero are catchers, and Barfield and Tassoni only play the outfield. But other than that, it's really a lot of pieces he can mix and match. Fastball for a strike. It's 1-1. It's been a long time since we've seen Dominguez play the infield, but he can. Ricky Haig batting at a ball and a strike, a man having a dream season down here in Texas after being a role player for years in the Washington system. There goes Tassoni. The pitch is swung on and stung foul down the right field line. Connor Root quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes on Ricky Haig. A hit and run that missed being effective by 8 or 10 feet. Haig hit the ball really well, but foul clearly down the right side. Tassoni back to first. He is there with 1 out. Haig playing only on weekends right now, going to school during the week. So many of these really good stories around this league at this point in time. Root will deliver, and that's punched out the right, in for a base hit, and it's going to get Tassoni to third. The ball not hit all that well, and Robinson has to race in to play it. Sugar Land coming right back. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Delwyn Young, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Young batting .282 with 5 homers and 53 driven in. Sugar Land got to Joey Mayer last night for 5 runs in the first 2+ innings. And they have 2 men on base against Root here in the first. in one of those situations where if Root can get a double play, no harm done. It's a base hit. There's a lot of trouble here in the first inning. Here's the delivery to Young, fastball up and away, and that sailed on Root, and it sailed on Patterson. And he had to react to it at the last second to keep it from getting on by. Ball 1 and no strikes to the designated hitter Young. Up to the cleanup spot for this one. Throw to first base. Diving in once again is Haig. He has stolen 11. Young is 2 for 7 in the series. He's also reached on catcher's interference. Batting at 1-0 with Tassoni at third, Haig at first. 1 out here in the bottom half of inning 1. Root comes set, and to Young. That is poked out to shallow center. Down for a base hit. And to score is Tassoni. Haig on to second. Delwyn Young with the third straight Sugarland base hit here in the opening inning. The Skeeters have come right back to put a run on the board. Jeremy Barfield will step to the plate with runners at first and second and 1 out. The makings of a high-scoring contest here in the first inning. Root needs the ground ball. Three consecutive singles. Here in the bottom of the first, Barfield digging in, Root to the plate, swing and a miss. Jeremy Barfield let it fly. He is now tied for 4th in the league in home runs, as is jumped all the way to 3rd with his home run tonight, breaking the tie with the other two. But 2 weeks ago, Hobson wasn't even to be found on the leaderboard. And he has hit 7 home runs now in the last 11 days. Root checking checking Haig, the lead runner. Didn't seem to be up to very much. Here's the offering. Barfield crowded inside. He was ready to pull the trigger and ended up bailing at the last second. Defense is fanned out. Aaron sneaking over to second base. No throw made. The pitch to Barfield hits off the shin guard of Chase Patterson, getting away, and the runners will move to second and third and stay there. There goes the double play opportunity. It is a Young battery. They got crossed up, Patterson and Root. And they go out to talk about it as 2 balls and a strike on Barfield. Pass ball is charged. And that it was. Barnstormers bring only Hobson in. 2 balls, 1 strike on Barfield. The motion and the pitch. Good for strike 2. Root finding the knees with a fastball. Travis Scott, the first baseman, a left-handed batter, waits on deck. Here's the 2-2 offering. He got him, a swing and a miss. That is huge for Root. Barfield down on strikes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
Second out. Travis Scott will dig in. Scott batting .260. He has 15 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Hasn't been a big series at all for Travis. He is 1 for 8. He has driven in a pair of runs. One on a sac fly, the other on a double last night in the first inning. Scott has also struck out 5 times here the last 2 nights. Root just trying to get him. It doesn't matter how. Haig at third, Young at second, 2 men down. And Scott fouled away to the left. 0-1. Lance Sawatsky waiting on deck. Lancaster still ahead by 1. It's a big batter here in the first inning. Root deals 0-1, up and away to Scott, a ball and a strike. I take it back, it's Dominguez on deck. And Sawatsky scheduled after him. Again, Gaetti mixing things up. Sawatsky's batted 7th the whole series. To Scott, 1-1 pitch. Root takes something off, gets it there. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a chance for Connor to pull himself out of this inning. 1-2 with 2 outs. Apparently the striking out lights are not working on the scoreboard out in left field. To Travis Scott, a swing and a miss. Connor Root strikes out Jeremy Barfield and Travis Scott back-to-back to escape a precarious first inning. He gives up 1 run on 3 hits with no errors. Sugarland strands 2, and at the end of 1, it is 2-1 Barnstormers.
After church or before a Sunday ball game, drop by the Federal Tap House in Lancaster for their elegant Sunday brunch. Their brunch menu has something for everyone, which includes options such as stuffed French toast, Tap House Benedict's over burgers, crab cakes or short ribs, breakfast burritos, and huevos rancheros, not to mention select items off of their already great menu, which include their wood-fired pizzas. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, or at their other location on 2nd Street in Harrisburg. Served from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m.
Certain aspects of owning a Lexus can't be conveyed over the radio, like how the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you reach a hill's summit, or that satisfied grin when you realize you're the only one up there. Which is why the only way to understand the thrill of owning a Lexus is to drive one. At the Golden Opportunity Sales Event, get great offers on the Lexus SUVs, including the NX, RX, and GX. But hurry, the event ends September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
For the Barnstormers here in the second, it's Mike Jacobs leading off. His average has climbed to 244. 4 home runs for Mike and 18 runs batted in. Jacobs 13 out of his last 38, batting .342. 5 of the hits have been doubles. He blistered one here last night. The pitch from Marshall is upstairs. Ball 1 and no strikes to Jacobs. Marshall faced 5 batters in the first inning, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. He did it all on 8 pitches. Jacobs goes after the 1-0, pops it up, foul territory. That will be well back into the crowd over on the third base side. Sawatsky and Rodriguez took about a step or 2 into the direction of that foul pop-up. And a ball and a strike to Jacobs. Marshall comes back and misses inside, says Brad Parker. It is 2-1. Wind up and strike 2 at the knees, 2-2. Remember, next Sunday, a special day, a 15th anniversary commemoration of the horrors of 9/11, honoring first responders. 2-2, and Jacobs tears into one, driving it deep to right field. Barfield going back and on the track, he'll haul it in. Lancaster continuing to hit the ball well in this series. We've had a number of loud outs. Jacobs just had another. One down. Kevin Aarons, the second baseman, to the plate. Aarons at 284 with 11 home runs. Number 11 hit here last night. 59 driven in. Three hits for each ball club so far. First pitch to Aarons is low and gets through the 5-hole on Rodriguez. Ball 1-0 strike. Kevin moving from shortstop to either third base or second base to take some pressure off his bad foot. Ball 2 is outside, 2-0. When you talk to Butch Hobson about guys that we could lose over the winter, this certainly is one of them. Popped up down the right field line. Fading back on this is Scott into foul territory. He'll glove it. That is out number 2. Bringing on Yusuke Kajimoto, the shortstop. Kaji at 235 with 7 runs batted in for the year. Scott decided to make that play over his shoulder. He had the chance, it appeared, to get back and square up on it. But thought apparently that would be the easier way to go about it instead of risking getting his feet tangled up on the turn. Here's a pitch to Kajimoto. Good for a strike on the inside corner. It is 0-1. Zawadski and Scott play up at the corners. Kajimoto is known to be a pretty good bunter. Marshall to the plate, swing and a miss. He has Kajimoto 0-2. Catcher Chase Patterson waits on deck. Lancaster owns a 2-1 lead on a Casey Hobson home run. We're playing the top of the second inning. And a Kajimoto inside and low. Ball 1-2 strikes. Marshall missing for only the 7th time to 8 batters, but Lancaster has been fairly aggressive against him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down and in. Ball 2 and 2 strikes. Justin Jackson and Nate Rowe, the scheduled starters on Tuesday when the Barnstormers open that season closing homestand. Ground ball foul up the third base side. Still 2-2. Of course, make your plans for September 14th. I think it's the first time ever we've done this on a weeknight, and that has had the Fan Appreciation Day, the team poster giveaway with the signing before the game. Here's a 2-2. Kajimoto swings and misses. Marshall's first strikeout. Nothing doing in the top of the second for Lancaster. We're through 1.5. Still 2-1 Barnstormers.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown is the place where baseball legends live forever. It's where the exciting moments of today stand along the iconic tales of the past. With new exhibits and artifacts telling incredible stories, the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a must-see destination for fans of all ages. Baseball in Cooperstown. Oh my! Plan your visit today. Check out baseballhall.org.
The edition of Dr.
2-1 Lancaster. We go to the bottom of the second. Jeff Dominguez to lead off, then Lance Zawatsky and Wilfredo Rodriguez. Dominguez, the left fielder, checks in at 248. He has 9 home runs. He has driven in 43. Reason Dominguez is batting ahead of Zawatsky tonight is because Scott has moved down to the 6 hole. Did not want Scott and Zawatsky, the two pure left-handed hitters, back-to-back in the order. Root goes to work on Dominguez. The fastball is up. Ball 1, no strikes. Connor Root gave up 3 singles and a run back in the first inning, but he struck out Jeremy Barfield and Travis Scott back-to-back with runners at second and third. To Dominguez, swing and a miss, and the count levels. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hits single home run single. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball reaches the outside corner. Root has Dominguez at a ball and 2 strikes. Ball club expected to get back to the stadium at around 12:30 tomorrow. Way high and inside. Dominguez batting 2-2. Root into the motion. The pitch, breaking ball, got him looking on the inside corner. Connor Root has struck out 3 in a row. And with 1 gone, third baseman Lance Zawatsky will step in. Zawatsky 267 overall this year with 10 home runs and runs batted in. It's pretty good production. He's played in 48 games this year around the injuries. Frustrating injuries, 1 to each side for Lance Zawatsky this season. Really has curtailed his playing time. Goes after the first pitch from Root, fouls it off to the left and out of play. It is 0-1. I had the pleasure today of having lunch with the Zawatsky family. Here comes the 0-1, fouled straight back toward me. Yeah, he did it last night. I keep telling him there's a net in the way. He's not going to get one to me. 0-2. Defense playing Zawatsky straight away. Root comes back and fades it inside and low. He up there at 1-2. He's hit .303 since coming here. 6 doubles and 3 home runs. Root ready to go. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Bouncing ball toward the middle. Aarons can't get to it. It's a base hit for Zawatsky. He becomes a 1-out runner here in the second inning, and Wilfredo Rodriguez will come to the plate. Zawatsky has batted safely in every game in this series, and 13 out of the last 15 games he's played. Rodriguez stepping in, 278 with 6 home runs. Root will try to get a ball hit at somebody. That has not happened since Prince popped out to start the game. 4 base hits, 3 strikeouts. Down low, ball 1 and no strikes on Rodriguez. There is something called a defensive independent ERA, which I don't totally take stock in, but the idea is this: judge a pitcher by home runs, walks, and strikeouts only. The rest has to do with whether or not the defense can get to the ball. And the Barnstormers are actually pretty good on that front. Ball 2 is outside and low. But I'm not sure, this is what Butch alluded to earlier in the dugout report, that I've ever seen a team give up more scratch hits and tweener hits. Here's a 2-0 pitch, fastball good for a strike on Rodriguez. The fans will grumble about that one, and so will Rodriguez. Rodriguez's point is probably that he hopes that Brett Marshall gets the benefit of the same call. 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Keep an eye on Zawadski. He has stolen 4. He's going to get a throw from Root. Zawadski back in standing. It's just player-wise, it's that time of the year where everything just is more aggravating because they're worn down emotionally and physically. It is a grind out there. There goes Zawadski. Here's the pitch, hit in the air, right center field, and hit pretty well. Playable for Robinson. Trayvon is back to make the catch. Zawadski was almost all the way to second base, but he has ample time to return. Not a problem. Zawadski back to first base with 2 outs. Top of the order, Josh Prince stepping in. And they could try and turn Zawadski loose again. He had a good jump. But Rodriguez couldn't get that ball to settle. Fly ball, front of the warning track, caught by Trayvon Robinson out in right center. Zawadski inching his way off again. Root comes to the set. He'll deal to Prince. It's up and in. Ball 1 and no strikes. Now the second time through the order. Lancaster leads 2-1. Lower half of the second inning. Zawadski the runner at first with 2 outs. Time is called. Prince will back away. Outside and low 2-0. The affiliated minors end tomorrow. The regular season, anyway. One league I can tell you where the playoffs will be Columbus, Gwinnett County, Lehigh Valley, and Scranton-Wilkes-Barre. Phillies ball club making it as the wild card in the International League. Edging out my hometown Rochester Red Wings, which had a number of ex-Atlantic League players this year. And the reason I think Rochester did this year is for the first time the Twins decided to go the Atlantic League route and not thin out their farm system. Well, they went for fastball high. And that is ball 3 on Prince. They had Nick Greenwood. They had picked him up from New Britain. And then a couple of guys from the league last year. Marcus Walden was there and Buddy Bouchers. Albers, Schaefer, and Bouchers right now all in the majors with Minnesota. That is outside. Prince gets the base on balls. Zawadski up the second, and Rene Tassoni will step in. Tassoni singled into center field and scored the run back in the first inning. Skies are also growing rather ominous here in Texas. I don't know if not. Root comes to Tassoni. It is inside and low. Ball 1, no strikes. Two outs, 2 on. Tight spot for Connor Root. Tassoni swinging the bat well. Runners go. The pitch is outside. Patterson's throw to third. Not in time to get Zawadski. Zawadski with his 5th stolen base of the year. Prince with number Taylor. Rene Tassoni now with runners at second and third and 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes the count. Ricky Haig is on deck. Pick your poison here. Root down to the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball inside. He has missed with 7 pitches in a row. Three and 0 on to Sony. Singled his first time up. Nobody is thrown pen. 2-1. Barnstormers. His seconds ready to go. He misses. He has walked. The bases loaded. Rich Rundle's on his way to the mound to have a chat with Root. He was in good shape, 2 outs and a runner at first. But in Patterson overdoing things the second time through the order. And now I see everybody headed for cover. Rain has started here in southeast Texas. We mentioned there have been pop-up storms dotting the map all day. There's stuff around, but now it is raining pretty heavily, and they're going to call for the tarp. No, they're not. It looked like Reggie Liggins was calling for it, and the other members of the crew said, no, we're going to keep going. This is going to blow through. It's raining hard right now. The pitch to Ricky Haig, a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. 2 outs as we play the lower half of the second inning and what is tantamount to a downpour. Though it does seem to be starting to let up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Haig pops this up. This could stay in play. Casey Hobson angling over toward the barrier. He's got room and makes the catch. Root pitches himself out of danger here in the second inning, getting Ricky Haig, one of the league's best hitters, to foul out with the bases loaded. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Sugarland strands 3. That is 5 in 2 innings. And at the end of 2, it is 2-1 Barnstormers.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine?
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Here's Chase Patterson to start off the third for the Barnstormers. Patterson at 139. He has 1 home run, and he has knocked in 3. His dad is here. His wife and his son have been here. First pitch to Chase, and he clubs it deep but foul down the left field line.
Excuse me.
Well, he was close to number 2, but he turned it around a little bit too much. 1 strike to the right-handed batting catcher. Gindel and Robinson will foul. Next offering up and in. Ball 1, strike 1. Marshall's retired 4 straight, getting 5 outs total. Swing and a miss. Patterson batting at 1 and 2. Wind is picked up. The rain has abated. The wind has started to blow briskly in from right field. Patterson pulls the ground ball to his own dugout. Foul ball. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's been a treat this year, I think more than anything else, to watch the Barnstormers with their kids. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Second in a row for Brett Marshall, and Patterson disagrees with Brad Parker. Now with 1 out, Caleb Gindel will step in. Whether it's been Mike McDade or Corey Burns with their little daughters, their infant daughters, you want to see the big tough guys melt into marshmallows, just put their little baby girls in their arms. Or Sean Halton playing with his sons, who are, one's 7 or 8, the other one's about 2. Upstairs to Gindel. 2 balls and no strikes. That has been one of the unmitigated pleasures of this season for Lance Sawatsky, his son Tate. Line driving up Caleb Gindel. The Barnstormers have their first base runner since the opening inning. And has started to come down here again. Trayvon Robinson coming to the plate. It's starting and stopping and starting and stopping, and pretty much know that's what to expect because they're from down here. And it's Texas weather, especially this year. Trayvon Robinson looks at an off-speed pitch. Good for 1. Robinson banged a single into center field back in the first inning. Gindel on here with 1 out. Out over at first base. Marshall to the set. Throw to first base. In is Gindel. These little pop-up showers are out there all over the place. Robinson fouls it off to get to 0-2. Hobson waiting on deck. He had a monster of a home run. Anything to right field is here. Back in the first inning. David Vidal with 22. Michael Snyder with 22. KC with 21. Sean Halton and Jeremy Barfield have 20. Going down to the wire. There's a pitch out. Gindel was up to nothing. Robinson simply gets ball 1 out of the deal.
You want to walk around?
Gindel 7 for 12, stealing bases on the year. It's not the strong part of his game, hitting for average with extra base power, not necessarily pure home run power, but extra base power is. Ball 2 is a fastball into close to Trayvon, 2-2. As you can hear, the fans displeased with that call. Brad Parker can't win. Robinson batting 2-2, infield set, double play depth. Here's the motion, the pitch. Ball 3 is inside and low, and nobody can argue about that. It almost hit Trayvon's feet. He had to skedaddle. Full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gindel could take off here. I'm inclined to think not, but we'll keep it in mind as a possibility. He does take off. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Rodriguez's throw bounces in, but they have him at second base on the strike him out, throw him out, double play. Kendall is out, stealing 2-6 to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom half of the third inning with the score 2-1 Barnstormers.
Let's welcome back the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania. So, Gus, if you were a superhero, what would your name be and what power would you have?
Well, I'm a groundhog, so I'd like to fly. And I'd be Wonder Gus.
Much like Wonder Bucks, the new instant game from the Pennsylvania Lottery with top prizes of $300,000.
Now that's a super prize.
Until next time, folks.
Keep on scratching.
The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
It's nice out and you just want to relax after a day at work. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great idea. For Monday through Thursday home games, the Barnstormers have super dinner and a ball game deals at Clipper Magazine Stadium. On Monday, join us for an all-you-can-eat pork barbecue dinner in the Hess's Picnic Pavilion. Or choose chicken on Tuesday, all for just $20, including your game ticket. And new on Monday, it's pizza, beer, and pinball all night long. Then on Wednesdays, it's Hatfield hot dogs for just $1 each with 2-for-1 burgers on Thursdays. Call 717-509-HITS or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com for more details.
Dylan Young leads off the third inning for the Sugarland Skeeters. He's up for the second time, and it was Young that singled in the run back in the first inning. Sugarland has not taken advantage of its chances in this ball game. They have left 5 runners on base over the first 2 innings. Young with the RBI base hit. One of the 4 singles off of Connor Root so far. The right-hander has walked 2. Root fires high to Young. Ball 1 and no strikes. On the Major League scoreboard, Matt Reynolds, a loser today at Wrigley Field. He came in to face the Cubs in the bottom half of the 13th inning and could not escape. He gave up a leadoff single to Anthony Rizzo, who would eventually score. Pitch, breaking ball over for a strike. Young bats 1-1. Dodgers over San Diego today, 7-4. Dumped Colorado 8-5. St. Louis over the Reds 5-2. Milwaukee shuts out Pittsburgh 10-0. Tough year for the Pirates. Fly ball right field. If that one was going far, the wind knocked it down. Robinson there for the catch. Young is out 1 away. It's the first time in the last 2 series we've really seen that strong wind blowing in from right field, which is normal down here in Texas. Atlanta shuts out the Phillies 2-0. Home runs by Matt Kemp and Freddie Freeman. Julio Teheran with a great start. Over in the American League, White Sox in 12 innings defeat the Twins 13-11. Big rally for the White Sox late in that game. Ball outside and low to Barfield. There were 34 hits in the game. Andrew Albers started, went 4 2/3 innings for Minnesota. Strike on the outside corner to Barfield. It is 1-1. Oakland nipped Boston 1-0 on a run in the bottom of the 9th. Seattle 4-2. Cleveland rallied for 3 in the bottom of the 9th to beat Miami 6-5. Sizzled the third. Up with it is Bell. You won't find better hands, and he'll throw out Barfield 2 away. How did Josh Bell field that, hit as hard as it was with as tricky of a bounce as it made, and not drop it? I mean, I was expecting him to play it off his chest and still get the out, but he played that cleanly. Really a pretty remarkable stop by Josh Bell. 2 outs. Travis Scott will step in. Scott, a strikeout victim, back in the first inning. Toronto beat Tampa Bay 5-3. The Yankees finished off the Orioles 5-2. First pitch is inside to Scott. Ball 1-0. Detroit sidled past Kansas City 6-5. Houston 7, Texas 6. Breaking ball for a strike. It is 1-1. Of course, a week from today is the start of the NFL season. Low for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. College football tonight. It's Notre Dame and Texas. This state is now divided, I think, a lot more. Foul ball toward me. Travis Scott trying to pull a Zawadski, hitting it into the net right in front of me here. But it used to be all about the Longhorns, but they've stumbled lately, and you've got Texas A&M. This Houston team down here is tremendous. Ball 3 is high and inside on Travis Scott. Jeff Dominguez waiting on deck. The Houston Cougars dismantled Oklahoma yesterday. From what I understand, and I didn't have a chance to watch the game, it could have been worse than 33-23. Past everything, Scott gets the walk. The third allowed by Connor Root. Connor has thrown 55 pitches here in this ballgame. Dominguez stepping in. He was caught looking at a third strike back in the second inning. Lancaster 2, Sugar Land 1. As we play the bottom half of the third inning. Nats and the Mets are the nationally televised game tonight. That's coming up very soon. Fastball, good for a strike on Dominguez. It's 0-1. Yeah, the Houston Cougars, certainly the talk of this area yesterday. People are gaga over UH in that great team that's been assembled, a non-Power 5 conference. High fly ball out the left field. Halton coming on, and he's going to have to slide for it and make the catch. He recovered. That ball was shallow, and he didn't start right away, but Halton recovers, makes the grab. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left. At the end of 3 full innings, the Barnstormers still lead it 2-1.
Hey kids, thanks to Isaacs, you can be part of the Barnstormers. The Isaacs Barnyard Bunch is quite a deal. You get lawn vouchers for 6 games, 6 kids park passes, the chance to go on the field with your Barnstormers during the national anthem on 2 different nights, and a Barnyard Bunch t-shirt. But there's more. Any Barnyard Bunch member will get 2 vouchers for kids' meals at your favorite Lancaster County Isaacs Deli. You get all of this for only $25. Even better, if you sign up at your local Isaacs, you save $5 more. So join the Barnyard Bunch today.
It's baseball season, and no one is more excited about that than we here at Lancaster Bible College, proud sponsor of Lancaster Barnstormers Baseball. At Lancaster Bible College, you can earn your associate's, bachelor's, master's, seminary, or doctoral degrees through a distinctly biblical lens in areas like leadership, communication, business administration, social work, education, pastoral studies, music, and many more. Find out how you can take the next step in your educational journey to earn a degree from LBC. Visit us on the web at lbc.edu. We look forward to seeing you at Barnstormers games this season.
The rains have let up for now, but the grounds crew has come out to do some field repairs. The grounds crew uniform here at Sugar Land is camo with khaki shorts. Interesting to know. Barnstormers lead it 2-1 through 3 innings, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Lancaster has left 0, nobody on base. And for Sugar Land, a bit the opposite, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 6 runners have been left out on the bases. Hobson, Bell, and Halton will bat for Lancaster. When we get to the top half of the 4th, we have had some rain in and out here at Constellation Field during this evening's ball game. Talking about the Houston Cougars, when the bottom of the 3rd ended, there are 2 points they're making down here. One is they should absolutely be considered for the college football playoff because of beating Oklahoma as handily as they did yesterday in Norman, by the way. And the other is that give us entry in the Big 12. I think I read it's worth $5 million to the university if they get into a Power 5 conference. And considering the fact that the Big 12 only actually has 10 teams, they could add a Houston, and it might be worth their while with the way the Cougars program is developed here over the past few years. And apparently it's not just some run and gun offense, high scoring, can't contain anybody else type of team anymore either. They shut down Baker Mayfield, who was one of those guys mentioned in the preseason for a possible Heisman. Big talk down in this area. And of course, the Texans start up next week. They, on Friday, actually had the Houston Texans mascot here at Constellation Field. And there was a big football preview gathering with trailers and carnival games and so on and so forth out in the parking lot beyond left field here on Friday. So definitely getting to be that time of year. And I don't believe there is a state where football is more important than Texas. College football through the Southeast, definitely, but not so much the NFL. And, of course, in Pennsylvania, you've got the Eagles and the Steelers and Pitt and Penn State, everybody, Temple, and everybody excited about that. But Texas, it's a whole different story. They build 10,000-seat high school facilities here in impoverished towns because everybody turns out. Casey Hobson leads off the 4th for the Barnstormers. He slugged a 2-run homer into the bullpen back in the 1st inning, his 21st long ball of the season. Boy, is he swinging the bat well. The pitch to KC onto the inside corner, that is strike 1 for Brett Marshall. Marshall has allowed only 1 base hit since that 1st inning. Right-hander comes back. Hobson pulls a weak grounder foul up the first baseline as the pitch ran in on the hands. The count is 0-2. Hobson, since August the 12th, has 11 home runs and 25 given in. Hammer down the right field line. That is going to skip all the way to the wall. Extra bases for KC Hobson. Jeremy Barfield pulls it out from down there. He'll hold KC to a leadoff double here in the 4th inning on a 2-strike pitch. That is double number 13 on the year. And there just doesn't seem to be any stopping KC Hobson. A home run and a double already in this game. The Barnstormers have a man in scoring position for third baseman Josh Bell. Bell singled up the middle of his first time up. Hobson now has batted safely in 7 consecutive games. 12 out of the last 24 in that span. It's a Bell line drive, and that is foul down the right field line. Not by much. It hooked just at the last second. 1 strike, the count on Bell. Marshall to the set. Josh swings and misses. He is down 0-2. And for Casey Hobson, 11 home runs in 22 games. Inside, Josh almost hit by it. Ball 1. Holden on deck, then Jacobs. Lancaster trying to extend the lead for Conroot. Hobson leading from second base. To Bell, popped up foul. It'll come back out of play. He's still in there, battling at 1 and 2, trying at least to get Hobson to third. I talk about the potential of players getting signed during the offseason. Butch, I sure didn't want to bring it up, but KC has to be considered. He just turned 26 a couple of weeks ago. To Bell, fouled back again. Still battling. At a ball and 2 strikes. But anybody who's watched